Hey all, good morning and welcome to ShareTrek. As I start this recording, Nasdaq futures are slightly red and Dow and S&P are slightly green. It's around 6:35 a.m., so things can change before the market opens. So let's get started with the morning show. Welcome back, friends. Shell is hiking quarterly dividends by 15%, and it has announced that it's going to do some share buybacks as its profits have surged. This, I think, is irresponsible capitalism. While oil prices have made the common man's life difficult and caused political instability in the world, and also pushed down the stock market to a good extent, this oil company is making record profits. Ideally, shareholders should be able to send a message to the company. President Biden has called in oil companies many times and asked them to moderate their price gouging. Maybe it is time for a windfall profit tax. I think it's totally disgusting. And again, here we have the human psychology at play. As a shareholder of Shell, you're going to be very happy that you're getting 15% increase in your dividend, and there's going to be share buyback, so you'll have capital gains and your portfolio is going to go up. But at the same time, as a private citizen, you're complaining about inflation. So this is the dichotomy. We as shareholders have to realize our responsibility, and also the corporate governance has to lend itself to listen to shareholders' grievances. I'd also highlight that it's very difficult for shareholders to make a difference on what a company is going to do, because the structures of power are organized such that there are shares which do not have voting rights, and then there are investment companies and hedge funds who have block shares and they vote for their own interest. So the whole capitalism experiment is likely to fail if it doesn't moderate itself. And right now, I think it's on overdrive. So something has to give out there. That's my personal opinion. I'd like to hear what you guys think. Put it in the comment below. Meanwhile, Credit Suisse announced Q3 loss and a strategic overhaul. They were already in a lot of trouble and could be a negative catalyst going forward. I've spoken about Credit Suisse at length in my other previous videos, so I won't dwell too much on it in the interest of keeping this video short. But it's again a too big to fail kind of bank. So let's look at the pre-market action and see what we can find out there. Hey all, welcome back. Here we are in our TradingView platform looking at the Nasdaq futures. And friends, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking the same as I was thinking yesterday, that we are going to continue traveling along this bullish line at least until we reach this diagonal red line of resistance of the massive bear channel in which we have been traveling. And our bearishness has moderated a little bit compared to how steep it was before. So that's a positive. So this is a bear market rally that we are in, and we are going to bounce off from here. That's my opinion. I'm just going to expand this so that you can see the lines and the candles clearly. Each of these candles is a one-day candle. And today we are on the 27th. So this is the candle that has formed. So we have support at the 10-day simple moving average, which is this thick yellow line that we got here. It's at 11,266.83, failing which we have another support on this diagonal line of support, which is at 11,247. So those two are the potential bottom for the day, and the peak for the day. The first resistance is at 11,597, followed by another resistance, which is going to be at 11,665. So that's the range for today, and the MACD is bullish and momentum is just below 50. So the possibility of us hitting the support and bouncing back is higher than the possibility of us hitting the resistance and bouncing down. That's my opinion. And that said, let's go and look at the indicators. US oil is up marginally by 0.01%. It's still indecisive, and we have a support at 88. I'm going to mark this as a support, and we also have a support at 86.63. So I'm going to mark that as support. And we have immediate support after the first one at 88 at the 50-day simple moving average, which is this thick orange line, and it's at 86.67. So that's the range in which we are going to operate today. Our MACD is bullish, and our momentum is above 50, but it's a bit flat at this point of time. So we have to see which direction it goes. So far, whatever we have seen is not very conclusive of the direction that we are going, except that the futures are showing that the potential for going down into a red market is higher than potential of going up into a green market. That said, in QQQ, we have this earlier support at 278.43, which has now become a resistance for us. And today we are somewhere in between the resistance of 278.43 and the support of 273.52, which is going to be a pretty strong support, because we also have the 10-day simple moving average, this thick yellow line, at 272.60. So they are almost converging out there. The MACD is bullish, but the momentum is just at 50% and falling down. And pre-market, we are already down minus 0.65. So QQQ definitely is giving a bearish sign, and it joins the NASDAQ futures in doing so. And S&P 500 is down 0.75% as of yesterday, but this morning it's marginally up 0.01%, which is not much to talk about. We have a support still at 381.55, which is definitely going to be tested today. And if we fall below that support, then our next support is going to be at 376.38, whereas our resistance is going to be the 50-day simple moving average, which is sitting at 385.07. That is this thick orange line. And our MACD is bullish, but momentum is pointed downwards. It's above 50%. And as you can see, friends, we were traveling on a bear channel, which was bounded by this red line of resistance. We have broken out of it. And at this point of time, just like what we did for NASDAQ futures, we can draw a line of support for a potential bull channel. And that is going to be our support going forward. I'm pretty sure that when we come down, we're going to bounce off this line and go back up again. So that's what I'm thinking right now. Russell Industrial Average was up 0.49% yesterday, and it's again up marginally at 0.25% pre-market. And we have a minor line of support here at 176.54, which will be the ultimate support for the day. And we also have a resistance out here, which is at 183.72. Right now we are at 179.49. Therefore, our 50-day moving average, which is sitting at 179.05, is going to be immediate support for us today. And we are right now negotiating that support. And if we fall down, the next support we have is the 50-day simple moving average, which is sitting at 178.18, which is this thick orange line. Our MACD is bullish and the momentum is above average and moving upwards. So IWM seems pretty strong at this point of time. Dow Jones Industrial Average was down minus 0.03% as of yesterday, and it's currently sitting at 318.38. Therefore, I think our resistance is going to be at 319.98, and our support is going to be at 316.20. And the 316.20 support is going to be the first line of support, followed by the second line of support, which is going to be the 100-day simple moving average, which is the blue, thick blue line out here, which is sitting at 314.08. Our MACD is bullish and momentum is above average, and it's a bit flat at this point of time. So not sure whether it's going to come down. But if you look at the NASDAQ future, if you look at NASDAQ at S&P 500, it seems that the bearishness is more pronounced than the bullishness. That said, let's look at VIX. VIX is going up by 1.28% in the pre-market action, and it's only being constrained by the 50-day simple moving average sitting at 27.81. Right now we are at 27.62. We also have support at 27.20. In fact, we bounced off the support yesterday at 27.20. Therefore, right now we have a doji candle, which indicates there is indecision in the market, which direction to move. So I'm thinking that most probably we're going to move upwards on the VIX, which means downward pressure on the NASDAQ. If VIX had shown a negative out here, then I would have considered more of a bullish option today. So that's what it looks like. And at this point of time, momentum is below 50% and MACD is also bearish. So that's the conflict out here. The NASDAQ futures and the pre-markets are bullish, whereas the indicators for VIX are bearish. So that's the indecision that's shown here in the doji candle. So we don't know what's going to happen. So I would qualify this whole day as a indecisive morning. We'll have to wait and see what happens later on when the market opens. Now we had three touch points out here on this diagonal line of support for a bear channel. So we have broken down below the bear channel. So we made it into a resistance. Now we have fallen below our 50-day simple moving average momentarily the day before, and yesterday we went back up again above the 50-day simple moving average. So our 50-day simple moving average, which is sitting at 13,294.33, is going to be our immediate support today, and our next line of support is going to be a very strong support at 13,122.21, because it's also merging along with the 100-day simple moving average. So with that said, US dollar index seems likely to move up further. It's already up 0.22% pre-market at this point of time. MACD is bearish and momentum is below average but pointed up. So we'll have to see which direction US dollar index moves. If it continues to move up, it's going to add to the bearishness of the market. And if it moves down, it will be a catalyst like it did on Friday when there was short squeeze, and also our dollar index was looking much better. It was moving downwards. So that's what I'm not sure what's going to happen with the US dollar. So overall, I would say that I don't know where the market is going to go today. With that said, let us go and have a look at our market movers. Microsoft was down 7.72% yesterday. That was the biggest fall that it had, and then it moved up a bit before the close. And you see a kind of sword-like candle that was formed out here with a thin body out here. And today we are 0.30% below where we were yesterday. So I'm thinking that Microsoft is most likely to rebound today because 7.2% is a huge drop. And I don't think the news that Microsoft gave warranted that kind of a drop. So I'm looking for a little bit of rebound from here. And I would say that Microsoft is going to support the index today. If you look at Apple had fallen 1.96% yesterday. Today we have the Apple earnings coming up. And the expectation is that EPS should be 1.269 and revenue should be 88.749 billion. So if we do not meet those expectations and our outlook goes a bit weak, then Apple may not support the index. Apple is scheduled to report at around 5 o'clock this evening for their Q4 earnings. And at that point of time, we'll see what happens. But today we have definitely got support at 146.58. I don't expect Apple to fall below that. And our resistance is going to be the thick blue line that you see here, which is the 100-day simple moving average sitting at 115.27. So I think Apple might be negative for us today. Amazon is down 4.10% from yesterday, and today pre-market they are down 0.48%, and they are also reporting again today. Amazon will report today after market close, and at this point of time, Amazon still has support at 115.08. Pre-market we are at 115.17. There is a possibility that we may fall down further. So I think that in terms of index movers, apart from Microsoft, I do not see any others moving the index upward. Even Google is down 9.63% from yesterday, and it's down 0.23% this morning. And we had a support which was at 95.74, so we fell below that. So that's going to be our resistance. So that could limit any gains that Google may have this morning. And especially because we are still waiting for Apple and Amazon to report. I personally feel that the market is going to wait for Apple and Amazon to report and then make up its mind. And then if both of them are positive, then we can see all the four market movers moving upwards maybe tomorrow morning. So that's my guess. And you guys can also put your comments on the comments below and let me know what you guys are thinking about it. And that said, let's go and quickly have a look at our commodities. Wheat is up 2.32%, again adding to our bearishness. This is going to increase the inflation. And when you look at copper is down -9.5%. So it has still respected this diagonal horizontal line of resistance at 3.55.40, and also the 100-day simple moving average, which is this thick blue line sitting at 3.54. Our MACD is still bullish, but momentum is pointing downwards, and even though it's above average. So I think copper is still moderating, and it may probably bounce up from this diagonal line of support from the previous bearish line before going back on to challenge the resistance again. Next, let us look at Genomics, and I'm going to just sort this out. Invitae was up 8.77% yesterday. Pre-market, it's flat, and Invitae has got a lot of resistance out here. The first line of resistance we have is at 2.56, and that's going to be a big challenge for Invitae, and we have a support at 2.15. So anytime it goes near to 2.15, that could be an opportunity to get alert. The moment it drops below 2.15, that's a good opportunity to buy it for a swing trade, in my personal opinion. Not financial advice though. PSEB is marching from strength to strength. It's time for me to release a video on PSEB because they have come up with a new product in collaboration with another company, and that product is going to make their existing systems twice as cost effective, and that's the reason why you are seeing all these jumps out here. Let me do the video potentially. I think I'll try and do it today and release it maybe at around 10:30. Let's look at Allogene. Allogene was up 6.74% yesterday, and there are no trades pre-market right now. Our minor line of support, which is at 9.72, held very well, and we pushed up yesterday. And in the process, we converted the 10-day simple moving average sitting at 10.15 into a support. Our next resistance is 10.86, which is a thick white line. It's the 200-day simple moving average. Right now, we are at 10.45. Verve was up 6.20% yesterday, and there are no trades pre-market. And we have converted our 50-day simple moving average sitting at 35.62 into a support. That's going to be a support for us today. MACD is bullish. Momentum has also got plenty of room to go up. And let us look at the news out here. If we can see any news. October 5, there is no news out here, in at least in this platform. CRISPR Therapeutics was up 5.24% yesterday, the second consecutive day of gain, and it respected the support at 52.13 that it formed the day before. So that's a good sign out here. It has also converted the 10-day simple moving average sitting at 53.96 into a support, and also converted 54.47, which was a resistance, into a support. And this morning we have no trades pre-market. MACD is tending towards the signal line to become bullish, and momentum is still below average, but it is very sharply pointed upward. So hopefully we have a little more upward movement in this stock. I'm also going to attempt to draw a bear channel and see if we have got multiple contact points, and we can draw something out here. So this is my resistance for the bear channel, if there is one, and let me draw it all the way up there. So we have got at least 3 touch points here. So today, I think our range is going to be lower end of 54.74, and at the higher end, we are looking at a range of 56.43, between which this share is likely to operate. Editas was up 4.12% yesterday, no trades pre-market today. And in the process, we have converted our 10-day simple moving average at 11.78 into a support, and our next resistance is going to be 13.14. Illumina was up 3.14 yesterday, 3.14% yesterday, and today pre-market it's up 0.16%. And our minor line of support at 230.96 has turned out to be a good support. So I'm going to mark this green. That's going to perform the role of a support for us today. And our MACD is bullish, and momentum is almost coming to overbought. So the RSI overbought stage is going to be a moderating factor for us today, and we'll still continue to get support out here before we move up further. And if I look at the news items, it says PacBio to launch gene sequencing system. So this is a new catalyst out here, which could probably be pushing up Pacific Biosciences. And it says that its new Revio long-read sequencing system with a list price of $779,000 offers a 15-fold increase in throughput, enabling customers to sequence up to 13,000 whole human genomes per year for less than $1,000 per genome. This is amazing. And this is probably the reason why the share price is spiking further. So I see more strength in this, and our next resistance is going to be 261.79. RT was up 2.82% yesterday, no trades pre-market. Intellia was up 2.62% yesterday, pre-market we are up 0.58%. So we still have support, which is a minor line of support out here, which is active at 49.18, and we still have got a resistance which is going to be here at 53.99. Our immediate support for today is a 10-day simple moving average sitting at 52.19. Pre-market, we are at 52.18. IDNA was up 2.10% yesterday, no trades pre-market. And Beam was up 1.73% yesterday. Pre-market, it's lost most of the gains. It's down minus 1.68%. And our 10-day simple moving average sitting at 46.22, which is a thick yellow line, is our immediate support. Our MACD is bullish, and momentum is just below average and pointed upward. So I think I'm not very sure what's going to happen with Beam today. If the overall market is bearish, Beam may tend to be bearish given that it was bullish yesterday. Bluebird was up 1.62%. It's down 3.99% this morning. We are still on a bull channel, so I'm expecting that today we should have support at 5.86, and our resistance is going to be the 10-day simple moving average sitting at 6.28. Our MACD is bearish but tending towards the signal line. Momentum is just at 50%. So Bluebird could go either way. It's high time we get some news from Bluebird. We have no news about the Zynteglo and SkySona commercialization plans apart from what we did in our last video. So we are still waiting for that. DNA was up 0.72% yesterday, and today it's up 2.16% pre-market. We still have a strong support at 2.68, which we created from day before. So I'm going to convert that into a support. It's a green line out here. I'm going to make it a bit thicker so that you guys can see it. And then we have a resistance, which is going to be the 50-day simple moving average, which is the thick orange line sitting here at 2.88, and the thick blue line, which is at 2.92, which is the 100-day simple moving average. So those are the two resistance we may face today. And if you look at SQZ, SQZ was flat yesterday at 2.83, and this morning again it's flat. And our resistance continues to be the 10-day and the 50-day simple moving averages, sitting at 2.86 and 2.84 respectively. We are at 2.83 at this point of time. MACD is flat and just below the signal line, and momentum is just at 50. So SQZ could go anyway, friends. As I mentioned earlier, anytime SQZ comes close to 2.18, I'm going to buy, and I'm looking forward to seeing SQZ soften a little bit before I can buy it. And the reason I think it will soften is also because the overall market is giving slightly bearish signals today, and if it goes bearish, then SQZ should also follow suit. That's my opinion, but anything can happen. IMTX was flat yesterday, and pre-market there is no trades at this point of time. This looks like a little bit of a cup, but the duration is too small for me to consider a cup and handle pattern at this point of time. So I won't do that. And also at this point of time, our MACD is bullish, and the momentum is above average, but it's just a bit flat at this point of time. So I think I'm not sure what's going to happen with IMTX. I won't make a guess out there. Teladoc was down 0.04% yesterday. Pre-market, it's up 11.26%. Let us see if there is any news. There is a news out here in September, but no news today. We'll find out. There might be news in some other sources. Caribou Biosciences was down 1.74% yesterday, and pre-market there are no trades. I'm thinking that 9.37 will form a very, very effective support for this share, and our resistance, which is at 10.04, will continue to be a resistance for this share. And our MACD is bullish, and momentum is just below average. So I think Caribou Biosciences could come down today and then bounce off 9.37. Friends, that brings me to the end of this video. I'm not quite satisfied with the technical analysis today. It seemed a bit rushed to me personally, and the indicators are all over the place, so it's a bit indecisive. But we still have MasterCard results to come this morning. Maybe MasterCard can show us the right direction. If they show good results and good outlook, then potentially we could have a turnaround and look at a slightly less bearish day, and things could get better. We also have Shopify, which is here to report this morning. So both of those could also influence the bearishness or bullishness of the market going forward. So I'd like to leave you with the conclusion that it's indecisive at this point of time. By the time I finish this video, it is 7:35 a.m. and there are no clues out here. So you guys are on your own. And I wish you the very best for today. And with that, I would like to bring this video to an end. Friends, if you like this video, please press a like out there. It helps the channel. And if you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe and help me grow this channel. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.